Just start my recording. Wonderful. Oh, just need to pin my video as well. Perfect. Okay. So let's just take our parallel stance. Roll our shoulders back, close those eyes, and let's just breathe. So lovely deep inhaling through the nose, filling those lungs up. And exhale, release that air out through the mouth. Just relaxing into those feet. Lovely deep breath in through the nose. And exhale, grow even taller as you exhale through the mouth. Breathing in, fill those lungs up. Exhaling, releasing through the mouth. And just keep on breathing there. And let's inhale as we open those arms up onto the toes. Reach through the fingertips. Exhale, coming back down. Right, inhaling, reaching through those fingertips. And stretching. Hello, Matt and Mark, I can see you guys. And closing. So inhale and reach. Stretching through those fingertips. Exhale to close. And let's just go into a full body stretch and hold it here for a few breaths. You can stretch through the points of the toes if you'd like. If not, you can just go flat feet and stretch through the heels. Try and balance. Keep on breathing. Nice space between the chin and the chest. And let's come out of that, pushing those hands forwards and stretch through the front of the hand. Holding that there for a couple of breaths. Okay, inhale, stretching behind. Exhale, coming back to the front, palms facing forwards. Inhale, rounding behind. Exhale, palms facing forward. Inhale, opening behind. Exhale, back to the front. One more. Keep those shoulders relaxed. Exhale. And release. Wonderful. Let's just go into the feet. So we're just going to focus on lifting each heel, left to right, keeping those hips level as much as you can. I hope Matt can hear me. I'm not sure he can. So when I get a chance, I might just send a very quick text to tell him how to solve it if he can't. Okay, just keeping those hips level. Keep those shoulders relaxed. And then If you'd like to, we can add the arms as well. So remember, you're lifting opposite arm to the heel. No, they've
All these other people doing all this. Yeah.
There we go. Can you hear us now?
I can.
Okay, I'll pop you on mute. All right. Great. So just carry on with that toy soldier there. Okay. Let's do a couple more repetitions on each side. Last one on each side. Wonderful. Both hands up to the ceiling. Deep inhale. On the exhale, you're going to open those arms up, hips still facing the front, and rotate that lower back. Inhale, back to center, stretch. Exhale, rotate, keeping those hips facing forwards, shoulders relax. Inhale, back to center. Exhale to open. And inhale, back to center. Keeping that core engaged. Exhale, open those arms, relax those shoulders. Inhale, back to center. And exhale to open. Making sure you're reaching through those fingertips the whole time. Really lengthening from side to side. Keep those hips facing forwards. Even if that means you're not rotating that far, just go as far as you can without rotating the hips. Okay, one more on each side now. Wonderful. Back to center. Just release those shoulders. And we'll just go into some hip mobility before coming down onto the mat. So make sure those shoulders are staying relaxed. Deep breath in, engage. Exhale, lift that left knee, opening up and back to center. Breathe in. Remember, if you'd like, you can hold on to something to help yourself balance. Exhale as you lift and open. Inhale back to center. The reason being is because we want to get the most out of our mobility, so really warm up those hips. So it might be easier to hold on to something. Exhale as you move, make sure you're keeping control with that core. Inhale, engaging again every time you come back to center. Exhale, lift, rotate. Breathing in. Exhale, lift, rotate. Wonderful. Coming back to center, we're going to do some side lifts. So just bouncing up, inhale. And back to center. I'm going to lose my balance. So lifting up, breathe in, stretch. And then back to center. And again. So try and lift it as far as you can, engaging those abductors, and the glutes as well. Two more on that side. Try and keep those hips level. Okay, wonderful. We're going to repeat on the other side. And by level, I mean not rotating. Oh, shouldn't have shown you that. That's what you need to not do. Okay, not rotating, just trying to keep them on the same plane. Back to center. Lift, take a deep breath in there. Keep those shoulders relaxed. And lift, inhale as you stretch. Let's do two more on this side. And your last one on this side. Beautiful. Now we're going to come to the back of our mats, going into our roll downs, making sure we've got that parallel stance. Let's take a lovely stretch through the front of the body. Shoulders roll back, chest open, and take a breath into that stretch through the front of the neck. As you exhale, we'll roll those shoulders forwards. Relax the head completely. Articulate that spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. Coming down as far as we are comfortable going. We're going to take a lovely deep breath in at the end. Make sure we're engaged. And on the exhale, rolling back up. Tilt that tailbone down first. And follow that with the rest of the spine. Open up the chest. Deep breath in at the top. And exhale to repeat. So try to go as far as you possibly can each time you repeat. Remember, you don't want to lock those legs completely. So the knees are soft, but they're not too bent. And again, you can take your time with this exercise. You can go slower if you'd like. Try not to go too quickly though. Make sure you're still exhaling every time you move and inhaling at the end of each movement. Make sure those arms and that head are completely relaxed. Okay, we're going to do one more and we're just going to hold it down there. So let's just cradle those elbows, allow those shoulders to stretch. You can gently rock from side to side if you choose to. If not, you can just try and lengthen that spine towards the floor each time you exhale. So really just lengthening that spine. Imagine the spaces between each of the vertebrae getting longer and longer and taller. Okay, and your next exhale, let's come back up vertebrae by vertebrae. Let's go into a lovely V stretch at the top to stretch off that neck and front of chest. Deep breath in. And coming into that final roll down. Excuse me. And again, cradling those elbows as you just hang there, stretching through the back of the spine, and the back of the legs. Again, you can rock from side to side if you want. You're kind of targeting those obliques and lower back muscles as well. Okay. Right, let's come down onto the mats and we're going to go into our seated mermaid. So knees one on top of the other, just to the side. If you're not comfortable sitting like that, remember you can take a block or a cushion, place it under your bottom. That might be better for you, or you can just go onto your knees in the centre. Okay, lovely deep inhale. On the exhale, going up and over. You can either go onto that straight arm or that forearm with the elbow bent. Lovely deep breath in there. Exhale, use that core strength. Left hand is going onto the left knee. And then reach in the other side. Make sure that bottom shoulder is relaxed. Take a lovely deep breath in. Remember, we need to make sure we're not leaning forwards or backwards with the chest, so no rotation. Just think about lengthening through the sides of the body. A lovely, elegant and flowing exercise. Remember your elongation in the spine, nice space between the chin and the chest, and your core strength as well. Trying to stretch that little bit further each time you repeat. Keep breathing the whole time. Okay, one more on each side of these. Back to center. Let's go into some gentle leg stretches. So just holding that right knee into the chest. Don't squish it too much. Just place it where you're comfortable. Again, remember you can sit on a block if you choose. We're just going to take a deep inhale. And on the exhale, let's lengthen through that heel. Stretching as far as we can. Imagine it's being pulled to that wall beneath the foot. Take a breath in there. And on the exhale, we're going to reach through that toe. Inhale and stretch. Exhale, reaching through the foot. Make sure those shoulders are staying completely relaxed. Breathing in. And exhale, stretch through the toe. Inhale. Exhale, back to heel. Take an inhale there. And exhale, back to toe. Let's do one more in each position. Back to the toe. Before repeating on the other side, we're going to go into the spine twist. Remember, you can have those arms crossed across your chest, up by the ears or out. So whatever you choose, whatever's best for you, you can also take those weights if you would like to. We're going to take a lovely deep breath in. Change my mind out. Think about growing taller as you rotate. Making sure you're not collapsing back on that bottom. And if you are, please sit on a cushion to improve that alignment. Take a deep breath in at the end. Exhale, rotate in the opposite direction. Make sure those legs are staying anchored together. Make sure the feet are staying anchored together and not wobbling backwards and forwards. Deep inhale, grow tall. And each time you rotate, try and think about growing even taller. Breathing in and stretch. Again, that's the rotation coming from that lower back, mobilizing that back. And improving that back flexibility. Inhale at the end. Exhale to rotate. Think about stretching from fingertip to fingertip if you do have those arms out. Breathing in, stretch. Okay, let's do one more on each side. Staying tall, tiny waist. Coming back to center. Lovely stuff. So we want to hug in the opposite knee now. So I was on my right before, we'll be on the left if you're with me. Holding that knee, lovely deep breath in. And on the exhale, stretching through that heel. Keep those shoulders relaxed, keep that chest open. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, stretching through that toe. Imagine that pointed toe is being pulled towards the wall in front of you. Inhale. Exhale, stretching through that heel. Breathing in there. And back to the toe. Keep those shoulders completely relaxed. The jaw as well needs to stay completely relaxed. Back to heel. Inhale. Exhale, pointing through that toe. Taking the breath in. And exhale as you point through the heel. Inhale, stretch. Okay, after this one, we'll do one more in each position. So inhale, exhale, back to heel. Breathing in there. And back to your pointed toe. Wonderful. Let's go into our seated mermaid. Legs on the other side. You know, I've given you a lot to remember in terms of which side we were working on. Take a lovely deep breath in, and we'll reach up and over either onto that straight arm or onto that bent arm. Lengthening through the side, deep inhale, nice space between the chin and the chin. Exhale, use that core strength to come back up. Right arm, right hand on right knee. Inhale, as you lengthen, think about that length through the outside of that arm, going all the way down the side of the body. So exhaling as you move, inhaling as you stretch. And using that core strength to come back to center. Nice spaces between the chin and chest and shoulder and ear the whole time. And remember, you want to be parallel to the wall in front of you, or at least not leaning forwards or backwards with that chest, no rotation, staying in the same place. Okay, let's do one more on each side. Breathe in the whole time. I promised you guys today it's going to be a lovely, gentle class. Not too much work. So coming back into this position, we'll go into our seated mermaid stretch. Rotating that lower back, kind of push against with that back hip to get that stretch. Hands on the mat and take a few breaths. Remember, even at this point, you don't want to relax that chin into the chest. You still want that nice elongation. Alignment go through the spine. So this is one that you can feel in the lower back. Slight rotation and lengthening as well of that lower spine. Wonderful. Coming back to center, let's just swap those knees in the other direction and we will do that stretch. Starting in a straight line and reaching over. Remember your Pilates breaths, lovely gentle breathing. And move that line in your spine. Great stuff. We're going to rotate and we're going to go onto our back. Remember, you can place a cushion under the head or a block under the head. You want to have your weights handy. We'll do some gentle exercises with weights today. Just place them by the hips. Make sure those shoulders are rolled back underneath your back and those palms are facing upwards for now. Legs are parallel to one another, about hip width apart, and there's a nice space between the bottom and the heels. And we're just going to circle that head, so looking up towards the wall above you, circling clockwise down to the chest, and then going in the opposite direction. So just mobilise that neck. Keep breathing. Okay, one more circle in each direction. And when you're done with that, just coming back to a central position where you're looking directly above you. We're going to go into setting neutral. So we'll take a deep inhale, engage that core, close that gap between the lower back and the mat. And on the exhale, release and allow that space to come back. Inhale, engage core and close that gap. And exhale to release, keeping those shoulders completely relaxed. Inhale, engage stronger this time. And exhale to release. Inhale and engage. And exhale to release. So remember which muscles we're focusing on. Those are the pelvic floor muscles. So those deep internal abdominal muscles. Inhale to close. Exhale to release. We'll do 2 more of those. Go as strongly as you can this time. Exhale, release. And 1 more. We're going to hold that, making sure those pelvic floor muscles are completely engaged. Take a couple of breaths there. And then gently come out into big circles, allowing them to get smaller and smaller until you have found your neutral position. So nice gap between lower back and the mat, making sure we're engaged at least 30% of the way throughout these exercises. Let's take our weights in each hand. And on the exhale, we're going to lift them up towards the ceiling. Take a breath in there. And on the exhale, we're just going to drop that left arm and follow that with the head. Don't touch the floor. Inhale, coming back to center. And on the exhale, we'll drop that right up. So you're coming down. Staying at a right angle from the body. It's alternating between left and right, following each arm with the head. Inhale back to center, making sure we're keeping engaged the whole time. And think about the length through that arm as well. Those arms are staying as long as possible. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale back to center. And exhale to the right. Let's do 3 more on each side. Keep breathing, keep using that core. 2 more on each side. And your final repetition on each side. And let's go into the seesaw arm. So allowing that right arm to go to the wall above the head, left arm's going down towards the hips, pointed towards the feet. Again, even if you can reach, don't release those arms completely onto the mat. You have to take a lovely deep breath in at the top. And exhale as you swap those arms over. Gently and with control. Inhale and stretch. Making sure those shoulders are staying in a straight line and those hips are staying in a straight line. Exhale to swap. Inhale to reach. Exhale to swap. Remember that alignment in your neck, making sure that jaw is staying relaxed, that there's a nice space between the chin and the chest. Because I'm in a lazy mood, I've completely forgotten to say that if you would like to do these exercises in tabletop, if you go much longer, that's always an option every class. Okay, let's do one more on each side. Wonderful. Coming back to center. Let's gently release those weights aside. And place those palms facing down either side of the hips as we go into shoulder bridge. Lovely deep breath in, closing that gap between the lower back and the mat. We're going to come up vertebrae by vertebrae, pushing through those glutes so those hips are pointing towards the ceiling. And on the exhale, release that back vertebrae by vertebrae. Really articulate that spine as you come back down. Take a deep inhale at the end. And exhale as you come back. Inhale, engage at the top. Exhale. Remember that alignment, chin to chest, no squishing in of the chin at all. Really think about articulating that spine. It's another exercise. We do it so often, and it's very easy to get lazy with it. But the reason we do these exercises so often is because they're so good for our mobility and strength. And it is important we concentrate and are precise with our movements. Okay, let's just add a gentle crunch as our progression. So that's just hands behind the head with the elbows wide. Remember that progression is always optional. And then as you come out of the shoulder bridge, you're allowing that head, neck and upper back to lift. Remembering that space between the chin and the chest the whole time. Still inhaling at the end of the movement, exhaling as we move. Remembering to push through those glutes, through those hips towards the ceiling each time you come back up into shoulder bridge. So don't allow those bridges to get lazy Also super important that you're not pulling on that head with those arms if you are doing the progression. You want to make sure those elbows are staying completely out of your field of vision. Okay, let's do a couple more repetitions. And your last one. And then release the head now to cover back on the mat. We're going to hug those knees into the chest. Starting with clockwise circles. And then anti-clockwise circles. Okay, lovely. Just hug those knees into the chest. And focus on wherever you're feeling the tension. Just rotate those ankles as well. Move them slightly. Lovely stuff. All right, let's go into our oblique 100. That's the one that's slightly less challenging than the full 100. So always get this wrong. So left arm is straight, right arm is bent with hand behind head, and then that right leg is straight. So opposite arm to leg is straight, and you've got that right arm bent with hand behind head. So just to show you, you've got the right position of when you come up, you can aim that shoulder towards the opposite hip of the bent leg. Okay, let's take a lovely deep inhale. Do a couple of repetitions just to prep, so just reaching through those fingertips, thinking about getting that shoulder to that hip. Inhale, back to mat. Exhale, reach. Keep that tummy tiny as much as you can. Inhale, and release. Exhale, and we'll go into that 100, just doing 50 pulses in for 5, and out. 10, and out. 20, and out. 30, and out. 40, and out. That's your 50. Releasing, swapping those arms over, swapping those legs over. We're going to take another deep inhale. And on the exhale, reaching through that opposite hand this time, shoulder coming to the hip. Inhale, back to mat. And exhale as you reach. Remember that space between the chin and the chest? You are not squishing that head into the chest at all. You are maintaining that alignment. And again, coming up, reaching as far as you can, and we'll start to pulse in, out. 10, in, and out. 20, in, and out. 30, in, and out. 40, in, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, that's your 50. Lovely stuff. Have a full body stretch just to release those abs. Just checking the time. Okay, these classes always go so quickly. Let's flex those feet and stretch through the heels as well. Great, lovely stuff. Okay, we're just going to rotate onto our front. So we're just going to do some gentle prona exercises. I did promise you swimming this week, didn't I? Maybe we can add swimming at the end. So remember, you do have the option to place a cushion underneath your forehead, just for comfort purposes. You want to have your elbows at a right angle, shoulders at a right angle, nice space between those hands and those ears. And we'll just start with articulating the shoulders on the exhale. Inhale, release. And exhale, roll those shoulders back. Inhale, release. Exhale, roll those shoulders back. Inhale, to release. And again, just focusing on those shoulders, mobilizing those shoulders. Inhale, back center. Wonderful. Next progression, of course, is that chest lift. Using those lower back muscles, but keeping that stability with the core. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, roll shoulders, lift that chest. Inhale, back to center. So no pressure on those arms, you're using that lower back strength. Shoulder roll, chest lift. And release. And for those of you who are happy to, we'll add the arms as well. So shoulders, just lift with arms. Inhale, release. Exhale to lift. Inhale. Exhale to lift. Inhale, release. So your last progression, if you choose to do it, is to have one arm folded over the other underneath the forehead. We don't want to do this when it's a little bit more challenging, just carry on with what we were just doing. Lovely deep breath in, lifting all of that at once. And we're just rotating to the side, breathing in. Exhale, rotate to the other side. Inhale. Exhale, rotate. So lower back rotation, using that lower back strength as well. And remember that core, keeping the stability. Let's do 2 more on each side if you are doing this progression. Wonderful stuff. And coming back to center, release that into a full body stretch just for a couple of breaths. We will prop ourselves up on our elbows, coming into this position, Sphinx or fists together. So you want to make sure your core is engaged, so you're trying to pull that tummy away from the mat here. And we're just going to do our kicks. So you want to do flex, then point, then swap, flex, then point, then swap. So flex, point, swap, flex, point, swap, flex, point, swap, flex, point, swap. Keep that alignment through the spine and make sure that core is staying engaged, pulling that tummy away from the mat as much as you can. You can alternate your breathing with this exercise. It's quite a quick one, so you don't have a set breathing pattern. Try and keep that coordination. It is a bit confusing, especially if you're talking at the same time. Flex, point, and swap. Keep those shoulders relaxed. Chest is open. Let's do 3 more on each side. Come into 2 more on each side. 1 more on each side. Flex, point, and swap. Wonderful stuff. Let's go into a full body stretch and release. And if anyone really wants to do it, we can go into swimming. If not, you can just stick with your full body stretch. Those of you who are with me with the swim, we're going to take a lovely deep breath in, and we're going to float all our limbs up off the mat. So we're on that core, and you're just going to lift the right arm and left leg. Take a deep breath in, and then swap. So left arm, left leg is lifted. Inhale. Exhale to swap. Keep that core engaged. So just alternating. It's not a huge movement, only a couple of inches. Remember, opposite arm to leg is lifted. We're going to do a couple more like this. And then after that, we will flutter for a few breaths. So I'll count from 5, flutter, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Wonderful. Folding yourself up and over into that shell stretch. And reaching through those fingertips with that length going through that lower back, which we've just been working out. Wonderful stuff. Take a few breaths in there to relax. And let's crawl over to the right side, creating length through the outside of the left of the body, intercostal muscles, lats, obliques, triceps. And then swapping to the other side. Okay, lovely stuff. So we're just going to do a bit of rolling before we come properly into our cool down. So you want to be back on those bottoms, coming onto that seat bone. If you're not comfortable with the rolling, please just stay in this position. You can do a few taps of the floor and just allow yourself to kind of balance, because it is a balancing exercise. Anyone who's with me with the rolling, you can hold on to the outsides of the knees, or you can place those hands under the knees. Lovely deep breath in, make sure that chest is open. We're going to round ourselves like an ice cream scoop. Scoot us out. Exhale onto the shoulders and coming back onto that sit bone. Don't allow those feet to go back to the mat. Take a breath in. Exhale onto the shoulders. Oh, inhale back to center. Keep those shoulders relaxed and open. Inhale back to center. Exhale. Inhale back to center. Remember, you've got the other options, the seal, where you thread your arms through the legs. Tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap at the top. Tap, tap, tap at the bottom. And tap, tap, tap at the top. So that's your seal. Any of you who want to challenge, we can go into open leg rocker, where you're holding those legs up there. Lovely deep inhale. Exhale onto the shoulders. Inhale back to center, try to balance. That one's a tricky one. Trying to keep those legs straight if you are in open leg rocker. With whichever exercise we're doing, we'll do a couple more repetitions. Coming into your last repetition. Lovely stuff. And let's release. We're going to allow ourselves to lie back on the mat. We'll just start with a hamstring stretch, just by straightening that leg. So coming up as high as you can with that leg straight. And if you can reach it, just holding that top of the calf and just stretching there. You can intensify that by flexing the leg. Take a few breaths there. Keep those shoulders released. Okay, swapping those legs over. Keep on breathing. Lovely deep, lovely breaths. Okay, coming straight into figure 4. Bending that left leg, right ankle's crossing over the left leg. And we're going to take that in if you're comfortable doing so, starting with clockwise circle. And then coming into anti-clockwise circle. Swap those legs over and repeat on the other side. Okay, go into anti-clockwise circles. And just, so we're going to release those legs. Feet together, knees together. Just allow both legs to drop to one side, allowing those hips to lift as well. And reach in the opposite direction with those arms. Taking a few breaths there. Okay, and swap to the other side. Stuff. Let's open up. So arms to each side, knees allowing them to drop to either side. Lying down, butterfly stretch, supine butterfly stretch. Let's come back to that Pilates breathing. So inhaling through the nose, feel the nose hands up. Exhale, release all that air out through the mouth. Inhale, fill those lungs up, send that air to the fingertips, to the tips of the toes. Exhale, feel your whole body deflating. Inhale, send that breath to your extremity. Exhale, air out through. Let's take a couple more breaths there. So when you're ready, gently and with control, we're going to come up to a standing position. Back into our parallel stance. We'll just come into some circles. So inhaling as you circle behind. Exhale, coming forward. And again, inhale, circle behind. Exhale, coming forward. Inhale, circle behind. Exhale, coming forward. And coming into that final roll down. Lowering those feet, pivoting over. Vertebrae by vertebrae coming down. As far as you can go. Take a few breaths there. You can cradle those elbows as well if you like. Get a little stretch through the traps. Okay, come back up vertebrae by vertebrae. Cycling up. Exhale down. Inhale, up and flick. Exhale down, one more. Lovely stuff. Roll those shoulders back and release. And just a jiggle and a shake out if you can. Wonderful, guys. We are all finished. Thank you for attending. All quiet.
Thank you very much. That's lovely. Thank you. Take care.
Cheers. Have a good week.
Bye.
Bye.